We usher in the new year of basketball here at Berkeley Prep High School. It's the Berkeley Prep Invitational between the Clearwater Tornadoes and the Wharton Wildcats. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us alongside former USF and Tampa Prep star Andrick Frazier. I'm Drew Felios. The Clearwater Tornadoes and the Wharton Wildcats, two of the top programs in Pinellas and Hillsborough County, respectively. But, Andrick, let's start with Wharton. They are tops among a slew of Hillsborough County public schools, playing tremendous basketball right now.
You know, one of the better teams in our viewing area, Drew, and this team that hails out of New Tampa is led by Coach Tommy Tonelli. You know, when you look at the turnover that's taken place in Hillsborough County, the retirement of Doug Apple and Ed Chamberlain, some of these long legendary coaches, they're a new breed of coaches in town, and Tommy Tonelli is taking it up as a front runner.
And these Wildcats are led by C.J. McGill, a four-year starter at point guard. Andrick, he reminds me a lot of you whenever I watch him play.
Drew, I'm flattered. C.J. McGill is an extremely gifted athlete, floor leader, floor general, plays for a point guard, an extension of Tommy Tonelli, and we've all seen what he's been able to do when he's had great point guards. Remember what he did with Van Zandt.
You know, Andrick, during the holidays, a lot of teams get a break, a lot of teams get to ease up. Not the case at Clearwater. It seems like their competition has just gotten better and better, and they've taken it on the chin a few times as well.
Coach Carr did not do a good job of telling Santa what he wanted for Christmas because he lined up an unbelievable schedule for him over the holiday break. I mean, you see basically two wins that are bookends with some tough competition, including Gainesville, a game that we covered in Boca Ciega.
Last time we saw Clearwater, it was against Gainesville, and Rasim Ahmed was the top player for the Tornadoes. Andrick, what did you like about his game?
Just a hard-nosed, gritty player, Drew. There's not anything on the floor this young man will not do. Scores the majority of his buckets from the paint. Pretty good high percentage from the free throw line, rebounds the basketball, just a hard-nosed kid.
All right, so a big-time matchup coming up next, game one of two. We're going to bring you here from the Berkeley Prep Invitational. It's Wharton, it's Clearwater, Wildcats and Tornadoes coming up next on Bright House Sports Network.
The Bright House Sports Network Game of the Week is presented by Subway Restaurants. Stop by Subway this January for the new savory turkey and bacon melt today. Subway, eat fresh.
So Wharton taking on Clearwater here from the Straz Family Fieldhouse as you get a look at the Clearwater Tornadoes. And Cody Carden right in the middle of that group wearing number 21. Clearwater comes in 7-8. Wharton comes in with a record of 13-2. As we take a look at the starting lineups here tonight for Wharton, C.J. McGill we talked about in the opening, but Jakeem Greer gets it done with Tyler Langston, Sir Reynolds the leading scorer, and Chase Litton the outstanding quarterback at Wharton on the football field. And for the Tornadoes, it's Carden, Ramirez with Schaefer Sandy, Armin Tabakovic, and Rasim Ahmed, who had the big game against Gainesville over the holidays. Tyler Langston, outstanding shooter for Wharton. And Andrick, as we begin this game, I cannot get over how beautiful this Straz Family Fieldhouse is here at Berkeley Prep High School, a top-notch facility.
No, Drew, Berkeley Prep put a lot of work into raising funds, campaign for this facility, and it is just outstanding. I mean, it's an athlete's dream. Would be the envy of a lot of Division II programs across the country.
So Sir Reynolds starts the game with a quick layup, and it's 2-0 Wharton. Rasim Ahmed. Tabakovic dishes it off. The defense of Wharton has come to play. Jakeem Greer lays it in.
One thing you can always count on when you're watching the Tommy Tonelli team is they're going to sit down and defend. This is a team that's going to get hands in passing lanes. They're going to be extremely disciplined, play great team defense.
Ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Clearwater. As Tommy Tonelli, first time we have had him on the Game of the Week since he came back to Wharton after working a couple years at his alma mater, the University of South Florida. So good to have him back in the high school game. Carden underneath, puts it in.
The Clearwater Tornadoes in that possession, Drew, taking advantage of their size. They do have a bit of a size advantage. It's going to be very important for them to crash the offensive glass when they have the opportunity.
Look inside. Chase Linton off the side of the backboard. Here come the Tornadoes. Ryan Ramirez, wearing number 24 today.
Like the spacing of the Clearwater Tornadoes. You know, what you'll find with when they play such good help side defense, it's going to be very difficult to penetrate the basketball. Look for some backdoor cuts and wide open jump shots.
Tabakovic's shot is off. High up for the rebound was Reynolds. Boy, Wharton always seems to have such great athletes on the floor with awesome basketball instincts. As that pass thrown away, it's going to be a backboard. It'll be Clearwater basketball as Coach Alan Carden, in his 5th season, has had his hands full trying to mold this Tornadoes bunch. Andrick, why hasn't this Tornadoes team fully clicked so far?
Well, I think for him, it's just a different basketball team from what he's accustomed to having. I mean, he has a couple of two-sport athletes that are playing, so he doesn't have them, you know, for the full year working on their basketball skills. So, you know, this will, I think we can consider a rebuilding year for him. You know, Coach Carden understands that, but he's not going to put any type of any type of product on the floor that doesn't resemble a Carden program.
Jumper by Ramirez makes it 4-4.
Wharton's a team that doesn't get up and down. You know, they'll be very patient on the offensive end. They want to execute and make sure they get the shots that they want. And if they're able to create turnovers, you know, they'll get out on the fast break. But for the most part, they are comfortable, you know, with taking 30, 40 seconds to get the shot they want on the offensive end.
Rebound by Carden, and here come the Tornadoes. Clearwater with 12 Final Fours from 1925 to 1960. 17 Final Fours overall. You talk about history and tradition. I think any other local school in the Tampa Bay area has the resume of the Tornadoes. This is a nice move by Rasim Ahmed, and 34 on the board for the first time.
And you see the Tornadoes doing their damage on the inside.
Litton dishes it out, and the three-pointer short. So Schaefer Sandy rips down the board. And Clearwater looks to extend their lead. One state title overall for Clearwater. That year was 1981. Been some great teams since then. Try and dump it inside. Litton came up with the steal. And this one's out of bounds to Wharton.
Here you see Rasim Ahmed just really, you know, working his magic along the baseline. Wharton did not have the opportunity to get a foot on the baseline. Ahmed taking advantage.
He is tough to deal with on the inside. Undersized too, about 6'2", but plays big.
You know, has a strong base, strong backside, as you pointed out the last game we did on the game of the week with Clearwater, but he's also a lot quicker than what he looks.
Right down the pipes. Nice move. Drew Vanderbroek scores his first points of the game. Justice Reed, number 12, is checked in for the Tornadoes. He is a big physical player. So is Eric Hester with the basketball, number 23. Carden, pump fakes. Now he's going to draw a foul.
Carden's ability to shoot the basketball from behind the arc, Wharton has to respect it. Just a hard closeout. Carden understand that, driving to the basket, drawing the foul.
Carden's two older brothers playing basketball right now as we speak tonight. Mother Tammy stayed home, Andrick, to watch it on Bright House Sports Network and also watch the web streaming of her sons playing. How cool is that?
That is the digital age. I'm pretty sure she has the iPad, the TV on, and maybe even the iPhone, watching all three at the same time.
Chase Litton, what a year he had on the football field. Nearly 3,000 yards passing for the Wildcats. Made it to the playoffs. Eventually knocked out by Dr. Phillips. Tornadoes will take some air out here, all tied at 6s. Andrick, is this possibly, as Carden has his shot deflected, the best chance for Clearwater to win, to try and slow the game down a bit?
Well, I think these are the styles for both of these ball clubs, they like to run half-court sets and half-court offenses. You know, Clearwater doesn't have the strong guard play they've had in the past. You know, with the exception of Carden, there aren't too many people that can put the ball on the floor. And Carden actually is an off guard having to play point this year. So really, this is a good matchup and good style for both ball clubs.
Sir Reynolds can certainly run the lane, can he?
Well, that's just a gifted athlete getting out on the floor and being rewarded by a point guard with great vision.
Reed tries to spin. Linton, contact, no whistle. And it goes to Wharton. So Wharton coming in here with the 2 losses. Those 2 losses, Andrick, to Tampa Prep and then Lake Highland Prep last night. They had to take on Joel Berry and the Highlanders. Wharton came up short 66 to 55. That is how good Lake Highland is with Joel Berry now back in the lineup for the Highlanders.
Well, we get a chance to see Joel Berry in about an hour and a half, and did the state final last year, and he's a very impressive point guard. I mean, there's not a ceiling for that young man, that's for sure. I mean, he can continue to get better, and that was also his first game back after injury.
Big time contact here.
See that man just trying to slide in front, never had an opportunity to get set and take the charge, and Sir Reynolds using his athletic ability to get to the cup.
Reynolds, nearly 16 points a game, can score from anywhere on the court. Surprised yet, Andrick, that number 3 doesn't have any solid college offers just yet.
Well, I think part of it has to do with, defining where is he going to play at the next level as far as the position. I mean, I'm not calling him a tweener, but he's definitely going to have to play a 2-guard spot at the mid-Division I level. So the ability to put the ball on the floor, we've seen him do that, knock down a long-range shot. He's played for a great coach, so he's going to understand and know the game. So if he'll be patient, the offers will come.
Well, every single week, Bright House Sports Network honors a student that excels on and off the field. That's the Athlete of the Week. Log on to BHSN.com to find out who that lucky athlete is. Bright House Sports Network is your home for high school sports. Four-point game. And now substitution for Wharton as Langston comes back into the game. Shaquem Greer will have a seat. Wharton only goes with about a 7-man rotation.
Well, here they see him setting back in a 2-3 zone, forcing Clearwater to knock down the shot from outside.
Anthony White is checked in the game for Clearwater. Hester will let it fly and knock it down. That is what the Tornadoes were looking for from the freshman.
Well, Hester wanted the ball. His feet were set. Produced as soon as he received the pass.
Right back at you. McGill for 3.
The lefty showing you he can get it done as well.
Carden thought about it, but pulled up. As that Wharton defense extended, now backs off.
Great job by Langston, really forcing Carden to dribble the basketball out and lengthen out the offense.
Long shot again. And hit again. Eric Hester. Boy, if he can do this consistently, Clearwater will be in business.
Well, Carden needs some help offensively, and if you're right, if Hester can keep knocking down a long-range ball, he'll definitely open up some avenues for Carden to do some damage.
Talk about a way to earn playing time for Clearwater right now. Step onto the court and just flat out knock down some shots. So Langston at the top of the key. Recently earned his starting spot for Wharton. He's played well game after game. Coach Tonelli just made the switch. Vanderbrook. Trying to jump it near the baseline. Turnaround jumper. Turns into a pass, and it's off. Rasim Ahmed with the rebound. Final seconds. McGill will launch. C.J. McGill near the out-of-bounds line, knocks down a three. And we end the first quarter with a flurry. 16-12 here at Berkeley, just underway, the Berkeley Prep Invitational. Here at the Berkeley Prep Invitational, a brand new Straz Family Fieldhouse. At Berkeley Prep High School, Drew Felios, Andrick Frazier, tons of basketball coming up later tonight. Up next, Winter Haven takes on Boone. That game at 8 o'clock. And then Lake Highland Prep battles Berkeley Prep at 10 p.m. As we'll take a look at our top 10, the best teams in our viewing area. Andrick right now, Tampa Prep #1, Lake Wales 2, and then assess the rest of the field. First of all, Lake Wales at 7-5, ranked #2.
Well, I think Lake Wales is, you have to give them a little bit of credit for what they were able to do last year. They lost a lot of seniors, but I think the first 2 weeks of the season, or excuse me, the first 2 weeks of the new year, are really going to kind of break down how Lake Wales is going to finish up. Jesuit has played a pretty decent schedule, handed Tampa Catholic a loss last night. We saw Tampa Catholic play right prior to this game, and they dropped a game that Ransom Everglades. So we have some good basketball left, and you have to tip your hat off to both you and McCulley for picking up some pretty good games this year. Great assessment of talent.
You're welcome. Took a lot of thought and a lot of time. Jordan Leston dumps it inside. Rasim Evmet going to work again.
Evmet working the baseline, and great job of setting the baseline screen to bring him up.
Well, up three is no good, but did they save it? Yes, they did. It'll be Wharton basketball off Leston.
That's just a heads-up play on that possession by Greer.
Shot from the corner. Langston is off, and it hits off Chase Litton. It'll be Clearwater basketball. Clearwater started the season at 5-0, but it has been tough sledding after that. 3-8 the past 11 games against just brutal competition.
Clearwater just really patient. I mean, there it is. C.J. McGill getting in the passing lane.
McGill goes to that left hand and scores. He's got 8 points already, Andrick.
Right there, that's just a headsy play by a point guard, understanding the play and being in the right space at the right time for the steal.
Jordan Leston, his jumper's off. Stolen, Carden. Can he convert on the other end? Yes, he can.
Carden showing McGill he can also shoot through the passing lane.
Clearwater able to hang in here in the early going. Can they hang with the athletes, though, for 4 quarters for Wharton? That'll be the big question. Greer, little short jumper comes up short. Reynolds powers it back up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, both ball clubs have done a really good job of executing the offense and getting the shots that they want. And here you can just see Sir Reynolds attacking the offensive glass. Have to turn and find a body when the shot goes up.
Oh, Reynolds, for 3 years, has played varsity basketball at Wharton. Always seems like Coach Tonelli has a slasher in the lineup, a guy that can get to the rim quick, wreak havoc defensively. This is that guy.
He's a pretty much do everything guy for Tonelli. I mean, talked about his ability to score, leads team in scoring. Also gets to the glass, but a great defender as well.
He's got 8 points, 3 rebounds to go with it. And here he is again, wreaking havoc. 2-on-1 now. Charge not called. McGill able to score.
Clearwater has to be extremely careful with their passes. I mean, again, this is a deceptively long basketball team.
Sandy dumped it off to Carden with a little runner along the baseline. So Cody Carden has 6 points. 15-footer is good. Boy, McGill doing what he wants right now.
C.J. McGill just gets to the floor, the right spots. Nothing flashy or fancy. Beautiful left-handed stroke.
Leston will fire the three.
Wharton, number 11, 15-3.
Wharton taking their time here to run a set.
It'll stay with Wharton off the kick. The Wildcats 24-4 last year. They were exceptional in 2012. C.J. McGill and company fell in the first round of the postseason to Eastlake. You can just tell, Andrew, they are playing with a different kind of fire this year.
Well, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I mean, that was an early exit for them last year, and you know, they were disappointed by that, and they want to get back, you know, to the level of basketball they know they're capable of playing.
McGill holds up on that one. As Clearwater right now in the man-to-man. Now they drop back, looks more of a zone right now.
It's up there in a 1-3-1, Drew.
Yep.
Doing a great job of getting hands up.
McGill came up short. Tried to pass it back out to him. As Scott Salazzo is in the game for the Wildcats right now. Right back up with it. Oh, McGill, the little guy playing big. 14 points in this first half for McGill.
Hey, C.J. McGill is just a basketball player. There's nothing else to say about him. And here, just understand you're on the weak side. You need to crash the offensive glass. About 70% of shots come off on the other side of the rim. Point guard understand that, having a nose for the basketball and scoring it easy too.
So Tommy Tonelli has one thing in common with you, Andrick. Both of you guys stars at the University of South Florida at one particular time. His era a little sooner than yours, 1982 to 1986. Was a grad assistant coach there as soon as he graduated, then became part-time coach in 1988, and then a full-time member of the staff 1991 to 1996, and then rejoined Stan Heath's staff back in 2008.